Back to another episode of the Call Center Chronicles. As always, my name's Justin, your host, and we're going to go ahead and get started today with unprepared callers. Now, as I get into this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for future videos. Remember to hit that notification bell so you are notified on the next videos. Now, I'm going to be talking about unprepared callers again today because the last few days, that's all I've gotten. From the 8-hour shift I worked on Monday to the 12-hour shift on Tuesday, and the 9-hour shift I did yesterday on Wednesday. Every single call, as soon as I clocked in, everyone was unprepared. As soon as I asked, can you please provide me your card number? Dead silence. Let me see if I can find that. Darn. Is there any way you can bring me up some other way? You're going to call your bank, and the one critical thing you need to fully get yourself verified and for us to pull up your account, you don't have. You literally did not have yourself ready for this at all. So every single call I had to deal with for the last 3 days have been people who are completely and utterly unprepared. Now, these unprepared callers, I don't know what's going on in their heads. They decide that they're going to call the bank, and I had these unprepared callers for everything, especially the website support. The one thing you need to be able to get onto the website, they did not have the means to do so. Mind you, I even had this one caller, it just completely baffled me. He said he can't get onto the website, so I'm trying to walk through every single troubleshooting route. And I finally asked him, well, what are you doing? What web browser are you using? What are you using to access the internet? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, what do you use to get onto the internet? It's like, well, the internet's not working. What do you mean it's not working? It says it cannot find connection. Okay, can you check your router and your modem for me so we can go ahead and see what's going on there? It's like, do you mean those little boxes on the side of the computer? Yes. Oh, I gave that back to the internet company. What? You gave that back? That's how you get onto the internet. The internet is not some magical thing you can just pull out of the sky. You need to have the proper equipment. And I told him, sir, that's why you can't get to the website, because you gave up your internet. And I kid you all not, my fellow call center warriors, he was like, well, what are you going to do to fix this? I had to mute myself to stop myself from laughing. I said, sir, the only person that can fix this is by you contacting your internet servicer and have them restore your internet so you can access the bank website. I mean, come on. And the unpreparedness gets worse. And you're probably wondering, how does it get worse? Well, my fellow Q warriors, call center warriors, it always does, because we work in call centers. It always gets worse. I had this person who wanted to do a money transfer request. And so I don't blame my colleagues who are dealing with the front of the house customer service before they get them over to web support or funds transfer. I don't blame this one on them, because the guy was very irate. He was very upset and wanted to do a money transfer request on the spot. So he gets sent over to me, and I get warned by my colleague, hey, I just want to let you know this person's very upset and he wants to transfer his money. Great. Thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. So he sends him over. I get everything set up. And I get to the one crucial part that I know is going to make or break this. Okay, sir, can you provide for me your account number and your routing number to your personal bank? And I kid you not. Oh, I need that? Yes, sir. This is going to be very critical for us to transfer your funds from this account to another account. About that, I'm waiting for this. I don't know what he's going to say. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I don't have a personal account I can transfer my benefits to. I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat that, please? I'm not sure what I just heard, but he was like, and he says it, I don't have a personal checking or savings account. Then where were you wanting to transfer this to? Honestly, I didn't know if I could get this far in, and I wanted to know where I could transfer it to. So he started an argument and was screaming at my colleague that he wanted to transfer his money and wanted to do a money transfer right now. And let me just go ahead and rewind this a little bit. When he came on the line with me, my first deal is, "Hello, my name's Justin with my bank. How can I help you with your funds transfer today?" His response, and I quote word for word, "Yes, I want to transfer my money." Great. Let me go ahead and go over our disclaimer form with you real quick. And I go over the disclaimer. I go through the entire funds transfer verification process to get everything set up and in place. And at the very end, when we have to input the account and routing information, this is what I ask. Okay, are we transferring to a checking or savings account, and is it in your name? Can you provide for me your 9-digit routing number? And that's when he says it. I don't have that. He doesn't have a checking or savings account. It's like, then where were you wanting to transfer this to? It's like, I don't know. I just want to know how far I can get with this and where I could transfer it. Like, okay, lovely. And it's like, can you open up a checkings account for me? No, sir, I can't. You need to go down to a bank to do that. So I don't know what it's been with all these people in the last few days, but they've just been completely unprepared. Had a little bit of a hiccup with my phone, but mind you, I don't know what it's been. It's like after Columbus Day, no one was prepared. Even on Columbus Day itself, people were just not prepared on calling in. And we're coming up to one of my most favorite parts of this week so far. I had someone who wanted to do a money transfer request, and our policy is with our bank that a money transfer, you have to have an active and valid card in hand to do this. That's probably the same with other banks too. But this person had lost their card. So I told them we can't do this, and they're trying every way possible for me to get to do the transfer itself. And I'm like, I can't. I'm not able to do that. And they're whining, they're complaining, they're doing everything they can just to goat me and beg me into transferring funds for them. I'm like, I can't do that. There's no you lost the card. And these calls are monitored and recorded, as we all know. So if I did that, QA catches that, I'm in trouble. I'm like, I can't do this for you. I just can't. It's like, you've already said that you lost the card. The only thing I can do for you is to cancel it and order you a replacement card. And they're whining, they're complaining, they're like, well, maybe a supervisor can do it. I'm like, the supervisor has to follow the same policies I do. We're part of the same department. The supervisor is going to tell you the exact same thing. I can't transfer your money for you. I can order you a replacement card. So we're going through this back and forth, and I'm staying vigilant and I'm staying strong on my stance on this. Finally, they're like, okay, whatever. Cancel the card, send me a new one. I cancel the card, I send her out a new one, and as I'm about ready to close the call, she's like, wait. And I already know it. It's coming. She tells me, I just found my card. Can you reactivate it? Mind you, right when I was canceling the card, I went over our card cancellation disclaimer. Please be aware that once the card is canceled, it cannot be reactivated by any member of our department, including a department supervisor and or manager. And do you agree Do you agree on the terms and conditions on canceling the card? Yes, cancel it. Boom, canceled. And then I order the new one. So the new one's going to be shipping out today. But she was trying to beg and complain to activate the card. And then she's like, well, let me talk to a supervisor because they'll be able to activate it. Ma'am, as I told you, once the card is canceled, no one in this department, the entire prepaid card services, yet let alone the entirety of my bank, can the card be reactivated. The supervisor can't reactivate, our department manager can't reactivate, no one can reactivate a card. It's no good anymore. It's like, well, someone's got to be able to activate it. Ma'am, if there was someone that can reactivate this card, I would tell you and get you over to them. But she's not having it. She's very adamant. Like, well, there has to be someone. I break it down to her. I basically say, ma'am, once the card is canceled, it gets disconnected from your prepaid account. It's no longer linked. The card that is going to be linked is the new one that you're going to receive in X amount of days. So, she's whining, she's complaining, and I'm like, ma'am, the only thing you're going to be able to do is wait for the card. And this kind of thing happens a lot. Well, not a lot, but just it happens often enough to where people always whine, beg, and complain because they cancel the card and they find it an hour later, 2, 3, 4 hours later. I've even had people, and I don't understand why these people do this, they lose the card and wait 6 months to a year before calling in and ordering a replacement. I've had this before. I had someone call me and tell me they lost their card 3 years ago and it was getting ready to expire in another 2 months. And they told me, oh, I lost my card. I'm like, okay, when did you lose your card? Oh, I lost it about almost 3 years ago now. But I don't think it's active. And I tell this person, the card is still active and it doesn't expire for another 2 months. I go and check the transaction history, and lo and behold, what's there? A list of transactions going back 3 years to when he originally lost the card. I tell them this, and they freak out. How can this happen? Like, why didn't you all stop this? We didn't know you lost the card, buddy. You're the one that lost the card and failed to contact us at Bank A. How is that our fault? And I got plenty of stories like that. I got plenty of stories for web assistance, money transfer assistance, general customer service, you name it. I got stories. You all got stories. So remember, if y'all want me to talk about and share your stories, message me, let me know. But with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. And remember, my fellow call center warriors, kill that queue. Have a good day.